Karma samuchaya is not possible, and that is not intended in Bhagavad Gita, because Bhagavan distinguishes two types of understandings, two types of buddhis. Sankhya buddhi and yoga buddhi. And two types of commitments based on these two understandings. Therefore, the two commitments, they cannot go together, because they are based on two mutually opposite kinds of understandings. Now, Bhashyakara shows in Bhagavad Gita how these two buddhis are distinctly shown. We will read. Tatha cha Bhagavata Vibhakte dve buddhi nirdishte Esha te bhihita sankhye Buddhir yoge tvimam shranu iti tatha cha. So, as we have stated, so Bhagavata, by Bhagavan in Bhagavad Gita, Vibhakte dve buddhi nirdishte. Vibhakte dve buddhi. Two buddhis, two understandings that are mutually distinct. Vibhakti. Nirdishte. They are mentioned. And he quotes from Gita. Esha te bhihita sankhye buddhir yoge tvimam shranu. This is 239. Chapter 239. So, before this shloka, Bhagavan talked about the Sankhya Buddhi, Jnana. And now he introduces Yoga Buddhi, the understanding that is needed for Karma Yoga. So, in this line, he is drawing a demarcation between Sankhya Buddhi and Yoga Buddhi by showing that they are distinct. Sankhya Buddhi Abhihita Sankhya Buddhi has been already told before this line. And now Yoge Imam Buddhim Shanu. Now please listen to the Yoga Buddhi. So you are distinct. And if you look into the sections, it is quite evident that two buddhis cannot gel together. Tayoscha Sankhya Buddhyashrayam Jnana Yogena Nishtham Sankhyanam Vibhaktam Vakshati Pura Vedatmana Maya Prokta iti. So, based on these two buddhis, there are two nishthas, two commitments, two forms of spiritual disciplines. So, Tayoscha, among the two buddhis, Sankhya Buddhi and Yoga Buddhi, Sankhya Buddhyashrayam Jnana Yogena Nishtham Sankhyanam. Sankhya Buddhyashraya. Based on Sankhya Buddhi, there is a Nishtha. It is a Jnana Yogena Nishtha. Commitment to Jnana Yoga. And who does it? Sankhya. Those who commit to Jnana Yoga, they are called Sankhya, Jnanina. Vibhaktam Vakshati. It is also distinctly mentioned. The Nishtha of the Sankhyas. Jnana Yogena Nishtha is mentioned distinctly, separating from the Yoga Nishtha, the Karma Nishtha. Pura Vedatmana Maya Prokta iti. So Bhagavan quotes, Bhashyakara quotes from Bhagavad Gita. But this quote is not verbatim. He is just paraphrasing. Pura. So this is a reference to a line in Bhagavad Gita. Lokesmin vividha nishtha pura prokta mayanagha jnana yogena sankhyanam karma yogena yoginam. So 3, chapter 3, shloka 3. So there he has clearly mentioned two nishthas distinctly. So Pura Vedatmana Maya Prokta. He is paraphrasing a part of that shloka. Pura, in the past, means in the beginning of Srishti. Vedatmana. Vedatmana means in the form of Veda. So, in the beginning of Srishti, Bhagavan revealed the Vedas to the Rishis, and in the Veda he has clearly distinguished the two nishthas. Pura Vedatmana, in the form of Vedas, Maya Prokta, it was told by me, iti. And you have to understand another part also. Sankhya, Jnana Yogena Sankhyana. Because here we are talking about Sankhyanam Jnana Yogena Nishtha. It is clearly distinguished. So, in the same shloka, he has distinguished the nishtha of karmis also. Tatha cha योग बुद्ध्याश्रयां कर्मयोगेन निष्ठां विभक्तां वक्ष्यति कर्मयोगेन योगिनाम् इति तथा च also योग बुद्ध्याश्रयां कर्मयोगेन निष्ठा. The karma yoga nishtha, commitment to karma yoga, which is based on yoga buddhi, based on the understanding of yoga, understanding that is required to perform karma yoga. Vibhaktam vakshati, it is separately mentioned. It will be separately mentioned. Bhashyakara uses future tense because the section is going to come. We have not yet studied. So even Bhashyakara is teaching Vakshati when after a few months. Karma yogena yoginam iti. So karma yogena yoginam nishtha. Yoginam karma yogena nishtha iti. Evam Sankhya buddhim Yoga buddhim cha ashritya Dve nishthe vibhakte Bhagavata eva ukte Jnana karmanoho Kartrutva akartrutva Ekatva anekatva Buddhyashrayayoho Ekapurushaashrayatva sambhavam Pashyata Evam thus Sankhya buddhim yoga buddhim cha ashritya, based on Sankhya buddhi and yoga buddhi, dve nishthe vibhakte, two nishthas, they are vibhakta, they are distinguished, and this distinction is mentioned by Bhagavan himself. Bhagavata eva ukte, they are mentioned by Bhagavan himself. So why Bhagavan has distinguished them? Why he could not unite them together? Why he could not reconcile them together and made a khichdi? He doesn't make a khichdi because you cannot make a khichdi out of these two. Bhagavan has realized it. And Bhashyakara clarifies. Jnana karmano ekapurushaashrayatva asambhavam pashyata bhagavata. Bhagavan was fully aware that jnana and karma cannot coexist in the same person. Jnana karmanoho, jnana and karma, ekapurushashayatva asambhavam, impossibility of their coexistence in the same person. Pashyata, seeing this, being aware of it. So why they cannot coexist? Bhashyakara gives the reason. Kartratva akartratva ekatva anekatva buddhyashrayayoho. Jnana and karma, they are dependent on mutually opposite understandings. Jnana nishtha and karma nishtha are dependent on mutually opposite understandings. So one involves kartrutva buddhi, karma involves kartrutva buddhi, whereas jnana involves akartrutva buddhi. Kartrutva, akartrutva, mutually opposite. Ekatva, anekatva. In jnana there is ekatva, ekameva advitiya. In karma there is anekatva. Without anekatva buddhi, karma is not possible. We have to see distinction, duality. I am the doer and the object is different from me. The phala is different from me. I have to attain the phala. So, when we have the vision of difference, karma is possible. So, ekatva, anekatva, mutually opposite. He is showing some mutually opposite attributes of jnana and karma. Sankhya buddhi and yoga buddhi. Buddhyashrayayoho. They are dependent on such mutually opposite buddhis. That is why their ekapurusha is not possible. The same person cannot have both at the same time. That is why Bhagavan does not mix them together. Instead, he separates them, distinguishes them as two separate nishthas, as two separate disciplines, giving them to two different types of people altogether. Now, so far, Bhashyakara demonstrated how Krishna distinguishes them. This is Smriti. Now one might ask, is this distinction validated by the Shruti? Because the primary source is Shruti. Has such a distinction been made in the Shruti also? Is this distinction based on the Shruti? Then Bhashyakara says, yes. Same distinction can be found in the Shruti also, in the Upanishads also, where Bhashyakara refers to Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. So, in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, karma and jnana are distinguished. We will read. Yatha etad vibhagavachanam tathaiva darshitam shatapathiye brahmane yatha etad vibhagavachanam uktam. As this Vibhagavachana, this distinction is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. The same thing, tatha eva, in the same manner, the distinction is presented, darshitam, in Shatapathiya Brahmana. Shatapathiya Brahmana is the Brahmana of Shukla Yajurveda. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, one of the 10 Upanishads, is a part of Shatapathiya Brahmana. So he is quoting, he is explaining the distinction that is made in Shatapathiya Brahmana. So, in Shatapatha Brahmana, it's also called Shatapatha Brahmana, Shatapathiya Brahmana or Shatapatha Brahmana. It's called Shatapatha Brahmana because it has 100 sections. Shatam Adhyayaha Panthana, Shatam Panthana Adhyayaha Santi Asmin iti Shatapatham. It has 100 sections. That is why it's called Shatapatha Brahmana. So, first he talks about the Jnana Nishtha, which involves karma tyaga. Etameva pravrajino lokamicchantaha brahmanah pravrajanti iti sarvakarma sannyasam vidhaya तच्छेषेण किं प्रजया करिष्यामः येषां नः अयमात्मा अयं लोकः. So in this section of Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, there are 3 goals mentioned. The Upanishad mentions 3 goals. This loka, Pitraloka and Devaloka. Ayam lokaha, this loka. Then Pitraloka. Pitraloka is another higher world, which one gets by means of karma, Agnihotradi karma. And the third one is called Devaloka, which is called Brahmaloka. Devaloka refers to Brahmaloka there. That one attains by means of upasana. So, Ayam Lokaha, Pitralokaha and Devaloka. Then the Upanishad gives the means for these 3 lokas. Putrena ayam loko jayyaha karmana pitraloko vidyaya devalokaha. Putrena ayam loko jayyaha. This loka one can accomplish, one can win by means of putraha. So, if you have to get this loka, you should have a son. Upanishad is telling, okay? So, putrena ayam loko jayaha. Then I want the other world, Pitraloka, some higher world. How will I go there? Karmana Pitralokaha. If I perform Agnihotradi karma, Karma leads to Pitraloka. Then Vidyaya Devaloka. If I have to go to Devaloka, means Brahmaloka, I have to take recourse to Vidya. Vidya means Upasana. Upasana. So these are the three sadhanas. Putra, Karma and Vidya are the three sadhanas. Three means to attain three lokas respectively. This loka, Pitraloka and Devaloka. So we have three means and three ends. It was told in one place. Then later on, the Upanishad says, then there are some people who are not interested in any of these three goals. They are neither interested in this loka, nor interested in Pitraloka, not even in Devaloka. Then what are they interested in? They are interested in Atma, Brahman. Such people give up all the three means, Putra, Karma, Vidya, everything they give up. And all the resources to perform this karma also they give up. And they take to sannyasa. So this is told as a jnananishta. So, etameva pravrajino lokamicchantaha. Etameva lokam. Here Brahman is called loka. In fact, Brahman is not loka. It is not loka. Yet sometimes the Shastra refers to Brahman as loka. This word can be justified in two ways. Loka is derived from lokra dhatu. Lokra means to see. So loka means the consciousness, chaitanya, drik. So loka means chaitanya. That is one way of justifying the word loka. Another is lokavat praptumishtatvad loka. It is desired by the mumukshus as much as the ajnanis aspire for other lokas. That is why it is called loka. From the standpoint of an ajnani, it is also like a loka. Because he doesn't understand anything other than the language of lokas. So, lokavat praptumishtatvad loka. It is desired by mumukshus, like any other loka. But it is not loka. Loka means local. It is not local. It is all pervasive. It is Atma. It is not karma phala. Loka is karma phala. Atma is not karma phala. It is not sadhya. Sadhya means what you attain as a result of karma. It is siddha vastu. Siddha means already there. Therefore, Brahman is not a loka. But here, Upanishad refers to Brahman as a loka. Etameva lokam icchantaha. desiring this loka, desiring Atma, Brahman, Brahmanaha pravrajinaha pravrajanti. Brahmanaha, the knower of Brahman is called Brahman. Brahmano Brahmavedanat. Pravrajinaha, prakarshena vrajanti iti pravrajina. Those who give up everything and go away are called pravrajina. Sannyasinaha ityartha. So they take to sannyasa, giving up karma and all the accessories that is needed to perform karma. What are the accessories? First of all, wife. Sarvam hi patni sambaddham karma. Family, they give up. All relations. They have to say talaq, talaq, talaq. So, means all relations, all possessions, everything they give up. So that is sannyasa. And they establish themselves in Atmajnana. Iti sarvakarma sannyasam vidhaya. So thus we have read this. Iti sarvakarma sannyasam vidhaya. So this statement is sarvakarma sannyasa vidhana. It is an injunction of sarvakarma sannyasa. If you are very serious about moksha, if you are very serious about Atmajnana, then give up all karmas, give up all accessories that is needed for doing karma, and take to sannyasa. Because the life of a sannyasi is suitable for the pursuit of Atmajnana. Life of a sannyasi is conducive for the pursuit of Atmajnana, Jnananishta. Whereas a grihastha's lifestyle is not as much conducive for the pursuit of Atmajnana. Because he has all the possessions, relations, and when there is a relation and possession, there will be identification. The identification cannot be given up easily when the relations and possessions are around. Also, another reason is a grihastha has to lead an active life. With an active life engaged in karma, he will not have the leisure, the time required to abide in Atmajnana. There will be distractions. That is why grihastha's life is not very much conducive for the pursuit of jnana. Whereas an ideal lifestyle to pursue jnana is a sannyasa. That is why for a mumukshu, the Shruti enjoins sannyasa. Sannyasa vidhana, sannyasa vidhi. This statement, pravrajanti. Here pravrajanti looks like a lat lakara, but it is a lot lakara. late lakar. It is late, panchama lakar. How many lakaras are there? 10. Among them, one is late. Anyway, I'm not confusing now, we will see later. So this is sannyasa vidhan. So sarva karma sannyasam vidhaya tat sheshena, as a subsidiary to this statement, there is another statement in the same Upanishad. Kim prajaya karishyamo yesham naha ayam atma ayam lokaha iti. So, as a shesha to this statement. Shesha means as a supporting statement, as a subsidiary, auxiliary statement. There is another statement. Kim prajaya karishyama. A sannyasi, a jnani tells this. So someone asks a jnani, why don't you get married? Jnani asks, why I should get married? Because you will have children, praja. What will I have with praja? What will I have with children? Then this person says, putrena yal loko jayaha. If you get son, you will get this loka through son. Then this jnani tells, what will I do with the praja? Because for me, Atma itself is all lokas. Even this loka is my Atma only. Because Atma is everything. Sarvam khalvidam Brahma. Everything is Atma for a jnana. When everything is Atma, all lokas are included in Atma. Anything that an ajnani aspires to get is included in Atma for a jnani. Therefore, for a jnani, nothing is unaccomplished. You tell him, this loka is already within me, Atma. Ayam loka, ayam Atma. This loka is my Atma. Therefore, I already have this loka in me. Therefore, I don't have the need to accomplish this loka through a praja, through a son. That is what this jnani says. That means he doesn't have the need for any means for karma. He doesn't have the need for any means to attain any purushartha. Because all purushartha is accomplished with the knowledge of Atma. Therefore, he is kritakritya. A jnani is a kritakritya. Kritam krityam yena saha. One who has accomplished what has to be accomplished. And there is nothing further to be accomplished. Then he is called a kritakritya. So this statement, to make this statement, one has to pursue Atmajnana. And that is why sannyasa is mentioned. So in this, there is no room for karma in the domain of jnana. It is clear when we analyze this statement. Iti So this is sannyasa, jnana nishtha. So in the same section, the Upanishad talks about karma nishtha also. Tatraiva cha प्राग्दार परिग्रहात् पुरुषः आत्मा प्राकृतः धर्म जिज्ञासोत्तरकालम् लोकत्रय साधनम् पुत्रम् द्विप्रकारं च वित्तम् मानुषं दैवं च तत्र मानुषं वित्तं कर्मरूपं पितृलोकप्राप्तिसाधनं विद्यां च दैवं वित्तं देवलोकप्राप्तिसाधनं सोकामयत इति अविद्याकामवत एव सर्वाणि कर्माणि श्रौतादीनि दर्शितानि तत्रैव च तत्र means तत्र शातपथीये ब्राह्मणे एव in Shatapathiya Brahmana itself, in the same section. So, the Upanishad talks about the thinking of an ajnani. So, previously the Upanishad talked about how a jnani thinks, the vision of a jnani. It is totally different from an ajnani's thinking. For a jnani, nothing is needed. I am everything. Then for an ajnani, what does he think? So, pragdara parigrahat. So, we have to think of an ajnani who has just completed his education. Just graduate, not modern graduate, ancient graduate, not Macaulay system graduate. So, Gurukula graduate. What has he studied? He has studied all dharma, Vedadhyayana, Swadhyayodhyetavyaha. He has studied the Vedas. And he has understood the meanings of the Veda, how to perform his dharma, etc. So, now he has come from his Gurukula after 12, 13, whatever number of years of staying in Gurukula. So, pragdara parigraha. Before Dara Parigraha, he has not yet done Dara Parigraha. Prag means before. Before Dara Parigraha. What is Dara Parigraha? Getting married. Dara means wife. Dara is always plural. Pullinga Bahuvachan. Masculine plural. Though it means wife. Dara parigrahat prag. Before getting married. So who is he? Purushaha Atma Prakritaha. He is Prakritaha Purushaha. He is an ajnani. Atma. He is a Jivatma. He identifies with the body, being ajnani. Dharma jijnasottara. He has done dharma jijnasa. He has inquired into dharma in Gurukula. After studying the Veda, after learning to chant the Veda, he has also inquired into the meaning of the Vedas. That is why he is informed. He knows the means for legitimately fulfilling his desires. So, how to fulfill the desires? Following the dharmas. Within the purview of dharma. It is very important because if you fulfill your desires within the purview of dharma, then you don't incur papa. You don't get papa. That is one advantage of pursuing the desires, following the dharma. Another is the dharma gives you better means, greater means for fulfilling the desires. For example, if I have to go to Swarga, it is a desire. Any secular means cannot give me, any secular means cannot give me the way to go to Swarga. How to get the means for Swarga? I have to look into the Shastra. That is why it is important to pursue the desires in keeping with the dharma. Treading the path of dharma. And this properly educated boy, he knows that he has desires. He is not yet ready to say, I don't want anything. And the Shastra is not forcing on him also. The Shastra doesn't force sannyasa on anyone. Sannyasa is always voluntary. If you feel you are really ready, if you feel you can truly commit to Atmajnana, then you take to sannyasa. Otherwise, go for a legitimate fulfillment of desires. Brahmacharyam samapya grihi bhavet. After brahmacharya, take to garhastya and fulfill the desires. Putra, vitta, karma, everything. This life has this world as well as the other worlds. So this person is seeking to fulfill his desires, following the path of dharma. So, lokatraya sadhanam putram, he wants these things. What? Lokatraya sadhanam. He wants the three lokas. Ayam lokaha, pitrilokaha and devalokaha. He is aspiring for all the three lokas. And therefore, he seeks a putra. Putra is sadhana for one loka among the three lokas. Putrena yan loko jayaha. So for getting a son, he has to get married. Dara parigraha. So jayame syat, let me have a wife. He thinks, not me. So kamayata. That is how he thinks. He desires. So, dviprakarancha vittam. Then two types of vitta. Two types of wealth. What are they? Manusham daivancha. Manusha vitta and daiva vitta are two types of wealths. It is told in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. He is using the language of Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. In Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, there is a mention of two types of vitta, two types of wealth. Tatra manusham vittam karma rupam. Among the two types of wealth, one is manusha vitta. What is manusha vitta? The human wealth. It is called karma, karma rupam. Karma is called manusha vitta. And it is pitruloka prapti sadhana. Karma, which is called manusha vitta, is the sadhana for pitruloka. Pitruloka prapti sadhanam. It is a means to attain pitruloka. And vidyancha daivam vittam. Then there is a daiva vitta. Daiva vitta is vidya. Vidya means upasanam. It is devaloka prapti sadhana. It is a means to attain devaloka. So he desired all these things. Kamitavan, we have to supply. Kamitavan, he desired. And to show this, he quotes from Brihadaranyaka. So far he has given the meaning of this statement. Now he is quoting the statement itself in brief. So kamayata iti. So kamayata, he desired. So it is told in Brihadaranyaka. So kamayata, etc. The passage is there. He is giving the gist of that. He has given the gist of that passage. So kamayata iti kamita. So iti avidya kamavata eva karman sarvani karmani shrautadini darshitani. So with this, in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, in Shatapatha Brahmana, avidya kamavataha eva, one who has avidya and kama, one who has ignorance and desire. For such a person, sarvani karmani, all karmas, shautadi, shauta as well as smarta, shauta adi, adi includes smarta also. Shauta smarta karmani are meant for avidya kamavataha, one who has avidya and kama. Darshitani, it is shown. तेभ्यो व्युत्थाय प्रव्रजन्ति इति व्युत्थानम् आत्मानमेव लोकमिच्छतः अकामस्य विहितम्. On the other hand, for an akama, one who does not have any desires, and to be an akama, one should be a jnani. So, akamasya tebhyo vyuthaya pravrajanti iti. This is the statement in Brihadaranyaka. Tebhyaha stands for putraishanayascha, vittaishanayascha, lokaishanayascha. 3 eshanas are mentioned. Putraishana, vittaishana, lokaishana. Putraishana means desire for son, means desire for all relations. Vittaishana, desire for wealth. And lokaishana, desire for lokas. So, tebhyaha, vyuthaya. Vyuthaya means renouncing them, turning away from them. Bhiksha pravrajanti, they take to sannyasa. They give up everything and take to sannyasa. Iti vyutthanam atmanameva lokamichhatah akamasya vihitam. Atmanam eva lokamichhatah akamasya. And akama, one who does not have desires, and he wants only Atma. Atmanam eva lokam ichhatah. One who wants Atma alone as the loka. Vyutthanam vihitam, sannyasa is enjoined. So here akama means one who has vairagya. He is not interested in anything other than Atma. He wants only Atma, Brahman, moksha. For such a person, a prabala mumukshu or a tivra mumukshu, sannyasa is employed. So that is how the 2 nishthas are segregated even in Upanishad. Tadetad vibhagavachanam anupapannam syat yadi Shautakarma jnanayoho samucchayaha abhipretasyad bhagavataha. If Bhagavan had intended samuchchaya, then this distinction does not make sense. Tadetad vibhagavachanam. This statement of distinction between karma and jnana, anupapannam syat, it would have been inappropriate yadi, if bhagavataha shautakarma jnanayoho samucchayaha abhipretaha syat. If Bhagavan had intended samuchchaya of shautakarma and jnana, then this distinction in Brihadaranyaka in Shatapatha Brahmana would have been inappropriate, would not have been justified. So, from that we can understand that Bhagavan intends the distinction between Shautakarma and Jnana, not their samuchchaya. Because Brihadaranyaka is very clear. Jnana Nishtha goes hand in hand with sannyasa, karma tyaga. Whereas karma nishtha goes with desires, ajnana, etc. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.